This is DJ Wolf Live. All right, guys. Got a couple of side notes here. Show notes. I'm going to attempt to do a live podcast tonight. And likely I probably will. I don't know if I'm going to do it in the studio or I'm going to do it remotely from another location. But I'm going to do one tonight. I may do a regular podcast and then I'm going to do a live one later on in the studio. So stay tuned for that. But I did say I'm going to do two of them. That I am going to do. I'm going, well, maybe three, because I'm going to do a podcast, my regular podcast tonight. Then I'm going to do the New Year's Eve celebration podcast live, along with a third one, which will be the one for 2020, the first one. But I may do that sometime tomorrow. But I plan on doing at least two of the three tonight. Nevertheless, got a couple things on my mind. This is going to be a preview of the live podcast I'm going to do, the year in review. We got a lot to talk about. Mainly the thing about this record number of mass shootings, which is out of control. I'm going to talk about the stuff that I dealt with this year that has devastated me to a point where I don't even want to deal with my family anymore. There, I just don't want to have nothing to do with them anymore. I'm just, it's gotten out of control, you know. And I'm not talking about my people down here in the DMV. I'm talking about my people up in Ohio. I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of done, you know. For a number of reasons, I'll go over that as well. You guys already know what I've been dealing with, at least those who've been following me for this past year or so. But I'm going to go over it one more last time, and I'm going to put it to rest, so to speak, because it's taken this year has really taken the toll on me personally. Not only that, it's just been a struggle. But I want to talk about a lot of stuff that happened this year, and my resolutions I'm going to try to make tonight for next year on air. I also want to talk about the recent shootings, and why is it when things happen? Because I talked to somebody about this yesterday. Why is it when people at synagogues get hurt or shot at, killed, they refer to it as a hate crime? When a gay person, particularly a white gay person, is being assaulted, they consider that a hate crime. But when it comes to our black men, women, and children, they don't consider it a hate crime. They consider it an attempted murder or a murder, or and usually those guys get off. There are no federal. I've never heard. Matter of fact, there was one right down here in the DMV where that white boy who murdered that black guy out of College Park. They were going to try to. They tried to convict him of a hate crime, and the judge threw it out. I mean, he threw it out. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That was nothing short of a hate crime. The guy belonged to a hate group. It was already proven that he was part of a hate group. He had hate speech on his phone, and they still threw it out. When it comes to white people, man, who will cost African Americans here in this country, they're protected. That's a fact. I cannot sit there and watch this lamestream media talk this bullshit about us as African Americans, and knowing damn well that hate crimes against us should be applied towards people who do it to us. But they won't. Everybody else, yes, because those charges come with stiffer penalties. This is ridiculous, man. It ain't right. It's just not right. That the disparity is obvious. The disparity is obvious. You know what I mean? But it's just so biased. But yeah, the one down here, that shocked me. I mean, and this guy were witnesses at that killing. And this dude still was not charged with a hate crime, even though it was proven that he, beyond reasonable doubt, that this guy belonged to a hate group and had hate speech and was into that stuff. It was proven. And the judge still dropped it. He still dropped the hate crime charges against him. He's still charged with murder, but they dropped the hate crime charges against him. This means the sentence won't be as severe, but it should be. I think anytime you murder anybody for any reason is hate in general. Don't tell me you're going to murder somebody because you love them. You murder somebody, people murder people not out of love. They murder them out of hate. Come on. You can't cause your love with somebody doing that mess. It's ridiculous. And then the person I talked to tried to tell me that if more people carried more, which is ridiculous, if more people carried guns, then people would think twice before they would try to shoot anybody. Well, I'll give you a prime example. In the city of my hometown, Cleveland, Ohio, they allow people to carry guns. In other cases, they even allow people to get permits to carry guns and conceal them. In Ohio, this I know for a fact. But yet, the crime rate is going up. So more people with more guns makes no fucking sense at all. I don't care what anybody say. It don't. It just increases it. There are a couple of factors here. One, there's not enough emphasis on getting people evaluated for mental health. That's number one. That is a factor. Number two, economics. That's the one reason why there is a lot of crime in a lot of our neighborhoods is economics. That's a fact. Number three, people devalue life anymore. There's no value. People don't value life like they used to. You know, life is precious. Life means something. And that's part of the thing with the people who need to be evaluated, and should be more emphasis on mental health in this country. So you can teach people about valuing life. Number four, 70-something%. I think it's like, I heard 77. Over 70% of single households in this country, or 70% of black households in this country are run by single women. 70% of black households in this country are run by single parent females. That's a big problem. Because that means that 70% of the children in this country don't have fathers in their lives. And that creates a bigger problem. Because there's no discipline. These boys out here ain't going to try to listen to mothers because they want to be men. They don't want to be taught about trying to be a man from a woman because that can't happen. It's impossible. That's the other problem, which leads to number 5. You got to teach these kids from the ground up about getting their life right before they go wrong, before they start having all these kids at an early age, before they start making these decisions about who type of people they mess with and date. You got to teach morals. It's got to happen. Those 5 things, I think, we need to address more than anything. This is the way we lead to a better future. You have to. Getting back to one of the other ones I mentioned was economics. Economics does play a big part. So, until we can address those, it's not going to matter about the amount of guns we have out here. Look at all the camera. People have video cameras all over the place. You know, they have them on your houses and stuff now. They have them on the streets now, by street lights. Okay, they have them in parking lots all over the country, all over the world, and people still commit crime. So if you don't put those 5 things in place as deterrents to crime, in addition to better security, better, policing, and to hold people accountable for what they do, with stronger penalties on that, emphasis stronger penalties of people who commit those crimes, it ain't gonna matter how many guns you put out there. It ain't gonna matter how many cameras you put in place. Until you put those 5 factors out there, those 5 things I mentioned, people will still do the same bullshit they've been doing all the time. But I also hope and pray that people would think about what they're doing out here and cut the bullshit out. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.